I've also got...
How is it?
a break-a-leggers mug.
I'm going to end up using some rude words. This video may not be entirely appropriate for kids.
Unsubscribe. Get off. I don't want you here. I do not want you here. I'm really, really sorry. Don't have time for it.
Don't be a dickhead. Hello, fellow leggers. You're joining us once again on a car journey to the theatre.
Quelle surprise.
Who knew?
Who knew? Who would think that we would be doing that on a weekend to try and get 2 shows in on a Saturday and cram as much theatre going to create content for this channel? It seems to be on top of our lives.
But hey, do you know what it gives us?
Stage
it gives us the opportunity to talk through some theatre issues.
Yeah, things that have been going on in the theatre world. And can you believe this is volume 12 now?
What? Volume 12?
Volume 12 of Anybody Have a Map. And continued thanks for giving a damn.
We're only doing it because you're watching.
Yeah, like if you weren't watching,
and because you're commenting.
But we do have these sorts of conversations anyway, so it makes sense to involve you guys in them. It makes sense to say, what do you think? Because do you know what? We're quite lucky because I think a lot of our friends are theatre-y people, so we can talk about theatre. But I'd imagine there's some people out there who they love theatre, but no one else around them gives a damn.
So you can talk to us.
You can talk to us.
You can talk to us. I was going to say, you say it gives us the opportunity to talk about theatre, but quite often we say, we can't talk about that now. We need to be talking about it on an Anybody Have a Map.
Yeah, like it limits our conversations during the week.
This is really good conversation. Stop.
Yeah, stop.
Can't talk about it anymore.
This sounds great.
We need to
stop. We need to
save it for the video.
Save it for the video. So last, are you alright?
I'm just taking a breath.
Oh, okay.
So where are we going with this? I'm composed.
Well, last time we talked about topics were things like stagey dilemmas. Predominantly, we spent a lot of time talking about the Seiya Muba debacle.
We did.
And what happened with her and the Colour Purple production, which was a co-pro between the wonderful Leicester Curve and the wonderful Birmingham Hippodrome, and what happens when two protected characteristics come up against each other.
When they collide.
We're still no clearer, I've got to say, although we did have some great comments, so thank you for those. One thing I wanted to mention was there seems to be a lot of people out there that identify as LGBT or identify as Christian that have a real passionate view on this issue, and it is so contentious, and there's just, I think what we're learning is there's just no clear-cut answer.
I'm going to be really interested if it does go to court, if they do sue, what the outcome is.
Yeah.
Because I've got a feeling what it'll be. But again, because I think it'll be a landmark case.
Yeah, I think it'll. You're absolutely right. We also spoke a little bit about theatre etiquette examples where they do pre-show warnings for things like phones and stuff, where that's most effective. And the ones that came out top were the current Les Mis concert, where someone went as far to say, I saw online the other day, that because of the effective announcement that Alfie Boe sings at the beginning of the show, or he's played in pre-recorded, don't know, haven't seen the concert version, they didn't see a single phone out the entire time. And I think that's rare in a show which is perhaps drawing a non-theatre crowd as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got really big names in that show. You've got Matt Lucas, who isn't known for his stage work predominantly, although he is a great stage actor, very accomplished, but you may be drawing people that don't know what it's like to go to the theatre and don't know what's expected of them.
I think this is a good idea, because I don't know, thinking about it, I don't like the idea of not saying anything about it. And I understand that it can sometimes break the atmosphere and the mood when you anticipate something, and then you've got this voice of, please can you make sure that your phones are turned off? And it can break mood. So how can you work it in?
Yeah.
And the fact that they have worked it in and made it fun, I think that's a good idea.
I've got to say, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think in any of the productions that we've directed we've ever allowed it. For that reason, like for that breaking of the moment,
I think you're right.
I think we've always taken the creative decision to not put it in there because we're trying to build something before the show starts. Both of us have had open sets as soon as in all of our productions, as soon as you go in, so the audience is hopefully already immersed before the show starts, and you don't want to take them out of that moment. I've got a feeling one of us might have put one on very early.
I was going to say, I'm thinking, I think I've seen it in other other shows as well, or maybe not just before, but maybe 5 minutes before.
Yeah, and then allow that sort of anticipation to build up again, to give it some breathing space. But if you come in late, it's wasted on you, isn't it? Like if you come in that 5 minute slot, which let's face it, a lot of people do, and we're usually one of them because we've been filming and we have to move everyone out of the row to get to our seats.
I'm sure someone made the comment as well that if people hold up the
baseball bat thing,
the baseball
paddles,
bat things,
not
the
baseball
paddles,
bats. Can you imagine?
or just
little ping pong. That's what I mean. I'm not sporty.
Whenever it is, you've got to be looking to see that, and the people who are on their phones aren't going to see that anyway.
Also, we talked about
Can we talk about our experience of someone who just the other night was on their phone?
Okay, yeah.
They got their phone out. There's talking throughout the show, which is a bit distracting. I felt quite bad on this one.
They were an older
couple. Then they got their phone out, and the phone was being passed between them in the second act of the speech, right in front of us.
Your light is there, and you're like, it's
why
like this
us?
in front of your face.
First thing I'm thinking is, why us? Why does it always happen to us? I don't see this anywhere else.
Yeah.
These people are right in front of us. What have we done? Is it just that we go to the theatre so much?
That it's
whatever.
likely
Why
to
us?
happen, the odds.
Anyway, I leaned over and said, guys, can you please put your phone away? It's really distracting. And they turned around and said, oh, I'm really sorry. We've just had a baby.
We're having a baby.
I think she said, we've just had a baby.
I said, oh my God, congratulations. You better leave. You better go.
So passive aggressive.
Why are you here, guys? You've literally just had a baby, which I assume she hadn't given birth in her seat. Like, she hadn't just dropped a sprog. I'm assuming a family member, maybe their child.
Are we allowed to refer to children as a sprog? Is that an appropriate saying to say? Dropped a sprog.
It's a conversation.
That seems slightly inappropriate.
But it didn't seem to me like she was in labour, but it seemed to me that maybe their child had it. Yeah,
they
were
look like
having
grandparent age.
Yeah. So, like, maybe that was the case. But if you are on the brink, you've got to ask the question, do you go to the theatre thinking this is the day that might happen, or she's in labour but let's go to the theatre knowing we're going to have to leave it in? You've got to weigh up. I know theatre's not cheap, but you've got to weigh up. Do you want that life moment?
I mean,
or do you want to go and see a show that's going to go on tour and you can see again sometime, or tomorrow, or next week, or whenever?
About to give birth, someone very important, due any hour, but let's go to the theatre. But hey, let's just keep our phone on so they can keep us updated.
Get in touch.
And then if they have it, then we'll just check our phone through the show, so we know.
This is a scourge.
Is that what they're thinking?
This is the scourge of nothing is more important than me. Do you know what I mean? I think it's quite a selfish thing to do, personally, to say, oh, well, I've got something going on, so it doesn't matter about the 200, 300, 400 people around me that are going to be affected by my actions, because the most important thing in my world is me. I'm sorry, but no, we've all got to share this world together. We've all got to get on, right?
To her credit, at the end of the show, she did turn around and say, oh, I'm really sorry if I distracted you. I've just had a baby. And I was like, good, thank you. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not happy. I'm happy for them. I'm not happy.
I'm not happy.
At the same time,
I would have been
thinking, come on.
I would have been more happy for her had she have just stayed in. Like, I'd have been more happy for her had she have just... As you tweeted, we were going to go to the theatre tonight to see the show, and instead, because we're expecting a baby, we didn't go. But I just wanted to say, big love to all the cast and audience. I'd have been like, what a gal. That's what I'd have been like.
Anyway, I'm glad we got that off our chest.
Yeah, that was eating away.
That's good to talk about it,
Isn't it?
This is good therapy.
It is. Thanks for that, fellow leggers.
Thanks for listening. Fellow leggers, give us your stories down below.
I mean, as always, if you had anything we talk about it a lot, but it's always a doozy, isn't it? So let us know down below.
Can I, just before we pause, because I want to signpost a little bit, we're going to be talking about today what it means to be a fellow legger.
What we think it means to be.
And what you think it means to be a fellow legger. We want to know what it means. And I think in there, we'll get to this, I think it means challenging theatre etiquette as well. So I just want to signpost that kind of links in. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, other great examples of the theatre etiquette announcement were company Patti LuPone's threats in company. Like, I'm gonna I'm going to F you up, guys, if you have your phones out.
I think
because anyone stage is going to know that Patty's legendary for challenging this sort of thing. She's the very spirit of a fellow legger, isn't she? Patty the phone.
Well, I don't know about that. I think that's good. And maybe that is the way forward. Maybe we shouldn't be saying, please turn off your mobile phones. Maybe we should be saying, we know where you live and we will be hiring hitmen. Maybe we should be threatening audience members. Is that what's going to work?
I'm already, whenever I do challenge theatre etiquette, I always have in the, and I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, I always have in the back of my mind that I might get shanked. And I think if we were going to go that far, the chances are we're going to get shanked. Also, Sarah Bareilles sings it for Waitress, which apparently is very effective as well.
Fantastic topical.
Also, a lot of love for our idea of increasing ticket prices slightly to allow it to become more accessible for younger people. Although a very, very good comment from Matinee Mike, who, if I can find it, said that yes, it's a great idea, but particularly liked, and you make a good point, we've all got to do our part in playing, in stopping climate change and helping young people see theatre, and there are great schemes available. The Donmar have a pass a ticket on scheme where you can pay for an extra ticket and for someone else to go and see it. So on another date, you can store one, buy one, save one sort of thing.
But you have to pay the full price.
By the looks
as opposed
of
to a
things,
little contribution, you're paying, okay.
The Royal Court has a 10p standing policy, which they do, which we've never used, but it's only if the show is sold out. And then a couple of hours or an hour before the show, they allow some standing spaces to be sold for 10p.
Wow.
At the Royal Court.
That's great. But I guess that's running the risk.
Only if it's sold, yeah, because if it's not, you're not going to get that and you might end up paying full price.
Makes sense.
But he does go on to say the commercial sector needs to do a lot more. However, it can't all be paid by current audiences. The theatres have to do their bit too. And I would agree, because theatre, in essence, successful theatre is commercial. Someone, a producer, presumably, is making a lot of money from some shows.
Or making enough money to get by on their passion.
Yeah.
But they're going to make money.
Yeah, more. But how much money they are, I don't want to say allowed to make, but maybe if a rule came in that if percentages of, if you make your percentage back, everything on top of that initial investment, 10% of the profit is going to be funneled into good causes, and as a producer you choose to make an initial investment on that basis as your philanthropy, then that's not a bad thing, right?
It's not a bad thing. I think it's totally optimistic and unrealistic.
Why?
In this world of capitalism, where because shows suffer as they are. People really struggle to get investors for shows, because you don't know if you're going to make any money. More often than not, you don't. Not everyone is going to walk away with a Hamilton. All the big producers who want to invest in shows want to invest in already established commodities.
Yeah.
It's really
I'm not
hard
suggesting
to get
for
something
every
off the line.
show. I'm not suggesting for some niche show.
But
I'm suggesting if you're going out looking for
work.
producers for Dear Evan Hansen, then the people you're likely to attract are the people that have a lot of money and are going to know that their money is pretty safe, right?
No, they're going to want more money. They've got a lot of money, and they want more money.
It makes me feel dirty.
Making the rich richer and the poor poorer. That's just this life. I like the idea, but I don't think it'll ever sell.
So
maybe I'm a cynic.
We're talking at the moment. We don't make very much money from these videos. We run ads.
We make money
on YouTube. I don't tell you about it, but we run ads on the YouTube videos, and as a result, we make a few quid a month, and I'm talking not mega bucks, definitely less than £50 a month, like way less than that. But we've been talking about, I've got a passion for charity, for a certain charity and for certain things, of funneling a percentage of that very small investment into a charitable good cause, and letting you guys know that from watching our videos, all of the money that we do make gets pumped straight back into this, like either buying, we've got business cards, we've got stickers, we've had t-shirts made at West End Live for us.
Is this a segue?
No, well, could be. Let's see where it goes. We had them made at West End Live, and we buy more tickets. We don't get invited to everything. About 50% of what we see we get invited to. The other half we pay for our tickets. So it all goes straight back into making this content. Not a penny of it goes in our back pockets. We don't spend it on a night out.
We just like doing what we do.
We do
We
like
like
what we do.
theatre.
And
We
it
like
helps.
talking about it and
Yeah.
making a community, and that's what we're in it for.
We are.
We've got day jobs.
Yeah.
You know, that's this.
But the money that we do make just plows straight back into it. But I want to give a certain amount of that money and to let you know.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward, just a little bit. Maybe if it's just 20%, and just to funnel it back into something. And if we can do that on our mediocre money, where we have to work 40-hour weeks and keep a family going, why can't these big producers put a small bit of them? And do you know what? I'm sure a lot of them already do.
I was going to say, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, but I want to know where that money's going, and I want it to go into theatre
Cameron
courses.
McIntosh, I'm sure there's what is it, grants? What is it? What is it? Is it grants that he gives to drum schools?
Well, they've got a theatre named after him now?
I'm trying to think what it is. Quite possibly. Yeah, quite possibly. It's like he does invest.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's just invested a whole load of money into Mountview. You're absolutely right, I think, in trying to encourage diversity through the doors of drama schools, to encourage that pipeline.
Yeah.
I think because we've often had the conversation about representation and diversity in theatre. That is it a pipeline issue? Is it that people just aren't getting through? Because it can be quite elitist. It's expensive to send people to stage school, and that is what could be stopping a lot of people to be able to access and unlock that initiative in them, that potential in them.
So, like I say, it might already be happening, but I'd like to see it in contract that you get your initial investment back, and then anything you make over that, as part of your contracted sign-up, 10% of your investment goes back into good causes.
Okay.
I'd like to see that.
Sure.
I'm an idealist, guys.
Yep.
I'm working to a more progressive world here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's move on.
One stage contract at a time.
Okay.
Now, we have also. There's been an issue this week, guys, and it's not the first time it's happened. With how safe are you when you go to the theatre?
How safe are you? Why did you
Has
bring
going
this
to
up?
the theatre suddenly become a risky business? Because unfortunately, the Piccadilly Theatre this week, during Death of a Salesman, had a plasterboard ceiling collapse. Not like
What
I'm
is the
talking bricks and
problem with
mortar,
our
but-
roofs in theatres,
Because
London
a
theatres,
similar
the
thing happened
ceilings?
during the curious incident at the Dog in
What's
the
a few
Night Time
years
at
ago
the
now?
Apollo a few years ago, and that was a little bit more serious. I think a lot more plaster came down. From what I saw at the Piccadilly, it was a small section of the balcony that were affected by it, but still. Are these old theatres being properly maintained?
We pay a fee, don't we?
A lot of theatres put in a restoration fee, but is it being used where it needs to? We don't know the specifics of why the Piccadilly thing happened yet. I know an investigation is taking place, but if you would think you're safe at the theatre, you would like to think that nothing, it's...
Who knew it'd be an extreme sport?
Who knew?
Who knew that it'd
Who
be...
knew it was going to be that risky?
Yeah,
to your
it's quite
safety?
worrying. I guess is when you go into a theatre, you are kind of like just checking above you. How does it look?
I wasn't before.
What you will now.
Clearly,
But
I'm
luckily, there was no serious injuries.
No
There were
serious
injuries, but I guess it's a question. Which ties into. Can we now talk? Have we got anything else to talk about? Because I think that does tie into fellow legger and why that's necessary.
Well, also what ties into fellow legger is a comment that we had from Penny B Beauty.
Oh, that's a goodness. Say it again.
Penny B Beauty.
Penny be a beauty. She
Penny
be a
B
beauty.
Beauty. Oh no, shit, it wasn't from her at all.
Oh, it wasn't from her at all, but hey, Penny be beauty. Nice to know that you have left a comment, I assume.
Oh, it was.
It was from
Beg
Penny.
your pardon. You've left 2 comments, Penny, thank you. And I was reading the other one thinking, oh my God, I've got this wrong, but I've got it right. Saying, would we consider discussing the spirit of theatre? And what it means. What's the
ghost of
spirit
theatre?
No.
The ghost of theatre?
Led by what happened at Blood Brothers when Derby a couple of weeks ago, when the understudy was already playing Mickey, was on as Mickey, and then had to rush off stage 30 minutes in after being taken ill. The show was stopped, and after a 10-minute break, the stage manager said they could continue, but one of the ensemble, who had never played Mickey and that never played that part before, or even rehearsed it, would go on using a script, and the performance continued. The theatre audience were all behind them, and there was a standing ovation at the end. And then in the evening, they drafted in an actor who had played Mickey years ago to bring them back. But the actor was incredible that went on and showed that the true spirit of the theory that the show must go on. I've heard sort of there's two sides to this story, isn't there? Firstly, it's fantastic, and what a brave thing to do for that actor and say, no, these audiences are here and we've got to put on a show for them, we've got to give them what they want. But he's going on book in hand and doing a reduced version of the track what the audience have paid for.
So I'm going to share. Can I share my experience of when I did that?
Yeah.
One of my best jobs that I had way back when.
Best job. Tell us why it was the best job.
It was working for the Nottingham Playhouse, and I'd been doing pantomime for them for a number of years. And then they put out a tour of Tracy Beaker Gets Real, based on the popular books and television series. They turned it into a musical, Tracy Beaker Gets Real. But this is the second time they sent it out on tour, and they had some issues with not having understudies the year before, and I think it led to some problems when some of the cast got sick. So they decided that they needed understudies. So I got a call saying, loved what you did on pantomime, we'd like you to be an understudy, because we're going out on tour, but we want you to be a stay-at-home understudy and just be on call. Usually understudies, you're part of the company, you're there, you go to venue. I guess not only do you have to get paid, but you also have to then get paid for accommodation, money for that, so it can be quite pricey. But this job, it was great, because I was an understudy. I got sent all the stuff. I got sent a video of the track. I had to learn the track, do my own. I had to be very self-disciplined, because no one was chasing up on me.
Were you pacing the lounge?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had to make my Bible with the script and like where I was going when, and learn the songs and learn the text. However, so I was the understudy for all of the male parts, and I was called on to do one of the male parts for two of the shows. Saturday morning, I think it was, I got a call at 9:30 in the morning saying, we're up in Lincoln, how soon can you be here? And I was like, right, I'll pack my bags, I'll be there in 2 hours. Jumped on the train, had a quick refresh of the stuff on the train, never met the company. Matinee, I was like, hey guys, that was it. You just do it. You just kick in. The audience didn't know. I had a great time. I think because I was more free. There was no I was just like, do you know what? I'm doing my thing. How I see it. It was great. That's all good. However, this is where it gets interesting. 2 months later, I think probably was, I got a phone call saying the female understudy isn't available. The lead role's sick. The female study isn't available. The role is Elaine the Pain. You don't know it. It isn't part of what you paid for, but the show can't go on. We've had an idea that we could make it Wayne the Pain, and you could go on with book in hand.
Do you know what I'm going to call out here? Nottingham Playhouse, gender fluid, like way ahead of their time, weren't they? They were so progressive is what they were.
Yeah, and so I was like, do you know what? If it's going to rescue the show, let's go for it. And Elaine the Pain, she's quite official. She has a noteboard, so I put the script pages on the noteboard. Again, got the train, learned the script on the way as best I could. So although I had the noteboard, the flipboard with the script, I didn't necessarily need it. I could just refer to it, so I was still addressing the actors with the lines, so they wouldn't know as such. But it made it work. They made the announcement at the start. I think sometimes we hear, oh, someone went on with the script in hand. Who was it at the National Theatre who went on for, the artistic director went on?
Rufus Norris.
Went on
in Home I'm Darling.
Home I'm Darling,
yeah.
And they said he did a great job, even though he has script in hand. And I think there's something about the magic of the wonder then
able to
becomes,
do that.
Yeah, suddenly it's not the show, it's actually you're watching the person. How are they going to do it? What are they going to do? How are they going to work it in? And they said that there were some funny moments that came out of that performance of like, oh, I should be over here, I should be doing that. So getting something from the fridge and then kind of rushing over and opening the fridge.
Are you saying it can amplify?
I'm saying don't jump to conclusions.
I think you're right, because you're going to get an experience, such a unique experience, because what a show should be from show to show, if everything goes well, is a carbon copy. So every audience should get exactly the same experience, irrespective of where they see the show, when they see the show. It should just be lather, rinse, repeat, right? But if something like that happens, that audience are being treated to something that potentially is never going to happen again. You know, it's such a unique set of circumstances that maybe it feels even more special. I mean, there are understudy Twitter, the theatre understudies Twitter, that really drives people that are big fans of shows to go and see shows that they're big fans of on specific performances because they want to see a new interpretation of a role. So if they find out something unusual is happening, more people will go, not less.
And I'm not being funny, Leggers, but like, if you're not happy, if that does happen, you are more than entitled as a audience paying member to go to front of house and say, thank you for the experience, glad I came, but I'm not happy. Can I rebook in or have money back? Customer service is usually pretty good. I don't think they would
turn
say,
you down.
No. You have
like
the
it was
choice.
good, but it wasn't what I was hoping for.
Absolutely. So there's one, but I think more in terms of, I guess, the spirit of theatre, and I guess this then ties in, is what
Show must go on. Sorry.
Is what it means to be a legger.
Yes.
Because I think there are certain attitudes and certain behaviours that come with being a fellow legger. I'd like to know your opinions, fellow leggers, of what you feel it takes or what you're doing to be a fellow legger. Firstly, I guess you'll be sharing your opinions and views. Anyone that shares their opinions and views and comments down below, watches our videos, I guess is a quality of a fellow legger.
Absolutely.
And also I think I'm going to try and be pro-social, but I don't think I'm going to end up using some rude words. This video may not be entirely appropriate for kids. I think it includes
parental guidance recommended here. Watch your show before sharing it with your own little leggers. Watch this.
I think it means not being, how can I put it? It means not being a dickhead.
Okay.
I think that's as calmly as I can put it. I could use other words.
That's the story. That's life, isn't it? In essence,
don't be a dickhead.
You could just get through on that. You know that you don't need all the other rules and laws and prescriptive things and commandments and all that. Just don't be a dickhead, and that will serve you pretty well.
And I think there have been some situations recently where I've thought that behaviour is a dickhead. That behaviour is not a fellow legger.
Yeah.
For example, can we talk about Carrie Hope Fletcher?
Let's talk about Carrie Hope Fletcher. So, Carrie Hope Fletcher is currently playing Fantine in Les Mis, the concert version, and then he's going into the full new production.
Fully staged version.
Going into the Sondheim Theatre, which was previously the Queen's Theatre, when that reopens, which is fantastic. Guys, Carrie Hope Fletcher is good at everything. She is fantastic vocalist, a great actress, a great author, a great vlogger, and people can God, we've lost the mic. Carrie Hope Fletcher is fantastic at everything, and I'm not gonna, I'm sure there are people that don't think that, because opinion is opinion, but in my opinion, and I think in our opinion, she is great at everything. She's a great author, she's a great singer, she's a great actress, she's a great personality, she seems like a nice person, she's a great vlogger, she has unbelievable talent, and
where is this going? Okay, so it's great. That's our opinion. But if you don't have the same opinion, that's fine. I guess you don't have to like Carrie Hope Fletcher.
But she is a woman that has a curvy figure. She's quite voluptuous. She's fairly curvy, and as a result, there are certain people out there that think because of that she should not be playing certain roles in theatre.
They've been calling her out.
You can forget her talent
fat
because
shaming,
she's
even though she isn't
famous.
Even though she isn't fat, saying you shouldn't be playing that role. That isn't how it would be. That's not what it would look like. I don't know what you're doing. Is being quite nasty and vicious and personal.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, they're actors. It's not real.
Yeah.
We're not really in France.
Yeah, we're not really in France. She's not really.
Even the original book, it's a made-up book. It's not real.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's this.
Same for diversity casting.
You can't.
Don't be a dickhead.
And you're projecting. I don't think it's for an audience to project what they think that character should be like from an audience's point of view. If you want to make that sort of change, get into the industry, do it your way, and be a dickhead from the inside in. But you can't sit there and go, "I'm not enjoying this because that portrayal of that character is not exactly what I want it to be." Well, unfortunately, you don't get that choice.
So I guess a fellow legger looks for and appreciates diversity, is able to use their imagination, appreciates a performance as a
And
performance,
talent
being
in
in a
its
role.
essence, yeah.
Not thinking,
Also-
that's Abraham Lincoln, or whatever part, he was a white guy, middle-aged white guy, I want to see a middle-aged white guy playing that role.
Why?
Where's all the white guys gone? That isn't how it was in history. No, we're putting on a performance, we're putting on a production, we're telling a story. That's what a legacy is. Don't be a dickhead. That's just me, my opinion.
Another figure shaming example is the new Anne Boleyn in 6 in the West End. Again, people aren't happy because she doesn't have the same figure as Millie O'Connell had. I mean, guys, get a grip.
Don't be a dickhead.
Don't be a dickhead. And secondly, and next, slut shaming.
Oh.
Danielle Steers, who is out on the road with 6 at the moment, who is, my God, I mean, if there was a woman...
You've loved her from the first moment you saw her.
I'm just completely in love with the woman.
I'm trying to think, when did we first see
Bat
her?
Out of Hell.
Bat Out of Hell,
Yeah.
she was great.
And
Sweet Charity, did we see her in
Yeah.
at the Donmore as well?
Oh, God.
Every time you called
Everything
her out.
about her voice, the way she, this energy she has on stage, and she's completely, X Factor. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, draws
She's got a
your
bit of
eye.
it.
It doesn't matter what the role is.
She's
has,
great.
She's great.
And she goes into 6 on
Yeah.
tour, and then all of a sudden she receives hate.
Hate because she has she celebrates her body. She has her Instagram where she has pictures of herself looking fucking spectacular, yet people think that because she might, she's happy with her skin and she wants to show her flesh, she's a slut, so she shouldn't be in that part. What the hell, guys? Like, I can't even. I'm going to go so far to say that if you are one of those people that can't appreciate diversity within theatre, that can't support it, that can't just suspend disbelief and put your own thoughts and feelings aside to appreciate the talent and the work that someone is putting on for you in theatre, unsubscribe. Get off. I don't want you here. I do not want you here. I'm really, really sorry. Don't have time for it. Don't have time for it. I don't have that negative energy in my life. Why should I have it on my YouTube channel? I'm sure this is none of you, because if you've got this far, you're probably pretty committed. But if it is you, I'm sorry, guys. We are not the channel, and we are not the people to represent your small-mindedness.
But if you are fellow leggers, then of course you're going to be agreeing with us. You understand that.
Absolutely.
There's also been some stuff on, and I guess this is a bit more difficult because I don't understand it as much, but theatre's taking on the approach of the more gender-neutral toilets. Again, I've been met with, I tell you another one. The National Theatre scrapping.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the
Ladies and
beginning,
gentlemen.
any announcements? Ladies and
I've
gentlemen,
only heard this from you.
So-and-so is about to start.
Yeah, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, please take your seats. I think we're moving away nowadays from that kind of absolute binary of everyone is either a lady or a gentleman. We're more progressive now. We understand that. We want to be more respectful to all patrons who attend the theatre.
Yeah.
So I guess it's something like
What
members
I
of the audience, please take your seats.
What
And people have taken offence to that.
Which is crazy, because what I don't get is scrapping that terminology doesn't take anything away from anybody. It actually gives more to everybody, because you're not alienating people. You can still be included in more general terminology, and everybody can be included. You take away ladies and gentlemen, there's not less for you, there's more for everybody. Don't be a dickhead. Don't be a dickhead.
Yeah, I just don't.
There's
and
loads of examples
it's
like this.
comments on,
Panto
I guess.
dames at the moment is a thing where they're saying panto dames don't always need traditionally now to be played by men.
Okay.
You could have a panto dame played by a female or a non-binary person.
You absolutely could.
Why not? It
And people are kicking up against that.
people are kicking up against it. Guys, it doesn't take anything away from anybody. It gives more to everybody. Like, maybe it's my idealistic world again, where I think everyone could be charitable and I think everyone could be open.
God.
I want to work more towards that in my life. Is that such a big thing? I don't think so.
So, fellow leggers, I guess we want to know for you, what do you think has been legger behaviour? Things you think, that's what a fellow legger is, and that's what a fellow legger isn't. That's not weird to say.
Yep.
So there's also something has gone round recently on Facebook. I don't think we should name the
I
actual
know, issues here, aren't we? We seem to be bang, 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 bang at the moment.
Bang on the issues.
Really are.
About someone who didn't like Dear Evan Hansen, and kind of also pulling in that around a hope that the roof would fall down on them.
To put them out of their misery.
Come on, that's not fellow legger behaviour.
No, it's not fellow legger. I think
that's
that
not...
person in particular is the antithesis of a fellow legger.
That is the anti-legger.
Anti-legger.
The antichrist.
Look
the
that up, do
anti-legger.
your own research. But
we
if you
don't
want
want
to be
pull
a fellow
people,
legger,
individuals
just do
into...
everything that person would do, but opposite.
On opposite day.
Just opposite day for them. Just do that. That's what we think.
Oh, we've got a box.
So, bit of exciting this, guys. I don't. Well, I'm excited. I don't know about.
We're hoping we know what's in it. We haven't actually opened the box.
So we haven't opened this yet. We've just picked this up from the post office because we weren't in, and they can't leave it with a neighbour, can they? No, you have to go and queue.
Open up the box. Are you opening it off camera so that no one sees our address?
No, I've blanked the address out and once they've paid off you.
I'll bring it onto screen then.
But we put out a post on Instagram last week just to say if we had a certain item, would people be interested in getting their hands on one? And I've had a prototype sent to me. This is a sample item, and I wonder what it's going to be like. I mean, I hope it's all right. But this, guys, it's one of those unboxing videos now. They're very popular, aren't they? Look, what is it? Oh, in there, got a little packing slip. But I've also got...
How is it?
A Break a Leggers mug, which says #FellowLegger on it.
Yay.
On both sides. So you could potentially own... I mean, we'll have to check it out, see what the quality's like, because we don't want to sell anything.
What is the quality like?
I think it looks pretty good. Look, it's got its own... big
nice and
Bal
glossy.
logo on the front. It's nice and glossy. Dishwasher and microwave safe.
Okay.
So, you know, don't have to be scared. Really
Even though it's got
printed.
the gold Bal, it's not going to reflect the microwaves.
No, it's not actually metallic. It's just a nice shiny print.
Oh, that looks good.
But yeah, it's a nice... I mean, it's a mug. It's made in China, printed in Europe, and it looks pretty good to me. So I think if you are a bona fide fellow legger and you might be interested in declaring that, we're going to put these on sale. Again, guys, they're not going to be really cheap. They're going to be sort of theatre merchandise prices, but we're not making much money on these at all. We would much rather you guys had one.
We had a discussion about, do we want to make money out of these? And we said, no, it's not about making money. It's about you and making you feel like a fellow legger. So let's just put them on at the price at which we get them for through the company.
Merch?
We haven't discussed this, Legger Simon, and I guess I want to know your thoughts.
Oh.
Can we, like...
You know, I don't like surprises.
If you comment down below, fellow leggers, and share your thoughts on this video, can we pick someone, and maybe we pick someone and we'll send
them a mug? What was the criteria here? Like,
well, share your story, and we'll always have a comment of the video. Best comment of the video. Comment on this video, the best video comment. I don't know, I'm just talking. What do you think?
No, I don't think it's been well thought out enough. There needs to be clearer parameters.
Well, what do you think
it is? We'll do a Christmas giveaway, I think.
Okay.
And we'll come up with an idea of how you can get your hands, how you can win
we'll give one away.
And we will give one away.
You can comment below, you can obviously look at the link below if you want one now.
Yeah, if you want one now.
Or if you want to give one as a gift.
Because we're only going to be able to give one away, because like I say, they're not cheap, and we don't make any money off this, and all the money that we do make gets pumped straight back into stuff. So, but yeah, it's big Bal logo right on the front, #FellowLegger. So please, if you want one, check the link below. They're going to be on sale, as long as this doesn't look a load of crap when I get up close to it, like closer than this. But yeah, let's do it. I think let's do it. Also, this is a video with loads of actions in. It was just, let's talk about this, about this. We know a lot of our friends and a lot of you guys out there are really active within your local community theatres.
Oh,
you are very much, you either
You're
act,
into your
you direct. You're into your Amdram, guys, which is great. You love to express yourself, and you love to welcome an audience to see your talent.
Doesn't want to play those parts in the big West End shows. You may not ever get to do that, but you can in your local theatre.
You can, and is that you? If so, we would love to give 2 shout-outs per video to 2 productions that are happening. If you leave us a comment to say what you're involved in, the dates and where it's happening, we will, on this video, tell everybody. I mean, Elaine Page used to do these, and she doesn't anymore, I don't think. You know, her break her legs, as she called it. So let's nick the idea.
As we are the Breaker-Leggers.
We are the Breaker-Leggers.
That makes sense.
So in every video we're going to shout out 2 community productions with dates, where they're happening, how to get hold of tickets, and which one of you's involved in them.
Keep it as a short little blurb.
Yeah, and we'll read out 2 per video. Now, just so you know, your production needs to be at least a month away. It can't be next week because we don't do these videos that often. So it needs to be
Give yourself a bit of lead
least
time.
a month away. So if you need to be just starting rehearsals or like midway, but nothing later than that, because otherwise ain't going to do you no favours, guys. Can't guarantee we're going to read them all out, and we're just going to pick 2 at random. So really sorry if we don't get to pick yours, because the whole video could be those, couldn't it? But we're going to do it.
Let's see how it goes.
Hashtag Breaker-Leggers break a leg. That's too long. Just
Yeah.
break a leg.
Bow break a leg.
Bow break a
Let's
leg.
do it. Let's see what
Let's do it.
happens.
Right, we need to wrap it up because we've gone on and on and on like a blooming Energizer bunny here, like a Duracell battery.
Cool.
So, as always, guys, we read every one of your comments. We don't always get the chance to comment back because 40-hour weeks, 4 shows a week, all the editing and stuff that's involved in this that we still love at the moment. So please, please, please let us know down below all of your thoughts. Buy a fellow Leggers mug. I mean, come on. People seem to want one on Instagram.
Well, I was going to say, if you do get one, take a photo of yourself with
And
it.
tag
and
us.
Instagram it, Twitter it. Let us know.
That is much better than what I was thinking. Yeah, share it. I don't want to do it.
Let us know. We want to see our fellow Leggers.
Yeah,
we
enjoying
want to
a
see.
nice.
We want to, yeah.
You could have a
That's what I
coffee.
say.
You could have an Irish coffee. Better.
Okay.
We're the Breaker-Leggers.
And we'll catch you again soon.
Bye.